Hi guys, it's Caitlin, and as of today, after reading it for over a week, I still have not finished Lady Midnight by Cassandra Clare. And there's a reason for that. So I am about 200 pages into Lady Midnight, and I've been reading it for over a week. I just ended spring break, in which I thought I was going to, just like blaze through this book and probably get some extra reading done on top of it. But instead, I didn't read this book at all. I maybe read it once through all of spring break, and it wasn't because I was busy. And it's not because the book isn't good, it's because when I read it, I am so enamored and so enraptured in this world. But when I put it down, I start to think about it and about the things that I already know about it, and I don't want to pick it back up. And for me, that kind of goes to two reasons. The first one is sometimes when a book is so good, like every page I read, I just love the characters so much and I feel so much emotion for them. Like it is just overwhelming. Like part of it is that I am emotionally overwhelmed by this book. 200 pages in, nothing has really happened yet. But I'm heartbroken, like what these characters are going through and like the emotions that they're feeling and the secrets that they're keeping are like devastating me inside. I feel so strongly for these characters and I just want them to get their happy endings, and I know with about 90% certainty that they're probably not going to get their happy endings in this book, and they might not get them at all. But my second reason for not having completed this book goes to a deeper issue that I kind of want to discuss a little bit more in depth in this video, and that is because I think I know what happens. And it's not because I read the last page or I watched a spoilery review or someone just came out and told me. The reason is because I watched a non-spoiler review of this book. And I think that what needs to be addressed and what needs to be discussed is what constitutes a spoiler. I think that a lot of people don't think it counts as a spoiler if they don't give details about what happens or who it happens to. But I think that that is kind of a misconception because someone just happened to say, well, this happens in this book. They didn't give details, they didn't say who it happens to, but now I know that it happens. And the fact of the matter is that that's something that needs to be addressed. I think that if you're reading a book, it's one thing to say, I didn't see that twist coming. It's one thing to say, the ending surprised me. I never saw the ending coming. It blew me out of the water. I was shocked, like that ending gutted me. That's a different thing entirely, because that could mean anything. That could mean someone dies. It could mean like a new love interest comes in at the last second. It could mean anything. But the thing that I don't like is when people in a non-spoiler review say something like, and that's when the other love interest comes in, because I might not have known there was a love interest. And then because I know there's a love interest, it's going to affect the way that I view the story. Another thing I don't like, and this is the one that really messed me up in this book, and I'm gonna go ahead and say, as long as there's this picture right here, keep it muted if you don't want to know this non-spoilery thing that I consider a spoiler, starting now. The review I watched, the non-spoiler review, talked about the fact that so many characters die in this book. Don't get attached to anyone, because even if you think they won't die, they're probably still going to die. That really upsets me, because first off, I'm assuming that the main characters are going to stay alive because they're the main characters. But at the same time, it's hindering my enjoyment and my appreciation of the novel, because every single time I see one of these characters, all I can think is, do they die? Can I get attached to this person? Is this gonna be one of the people who dies? Like, I overthink it and I analyze it and it bothers me. Like, every time I'm reading something and I start to feel affection for these characters, I'm like, stop. What if they die? How will I go on if he dies, or if she dies, or if they die? How am I supposed to get by dealing with the guilt and the sadness that this character is going to feel when/if these ones die? That's not non-spoilery. That is a spoiler. Don't tell me people die. Don't tell me everybody dies and you can't get attached to anyone, because that is a spoiler. Thanks for sticking around if you had to go away for that. I appreciate it. But I think that it's very important, like I said, to address the issues of what counts as a spoiler and what doesn't. I think that a lot of people don't comprehend that a spoiler is more than just saying character A ends up with character B and they bring down this government in the end by doing this, this, and this, and then character C dies in a tornado. Like, yeah, that's a blatant spoiler. I think that people need to comprehend that spoilers can be far more subtle than that. They don't have to be very specific. They don't have to define who it happens to, at what point in the story it happens. Just the knowledge that it happens at all. Like, we can read this book and we can guess what's going to happen. We can guess there's going to be violence, there's going to be mayhem, people are going to be devastated. We're going to see some characters we love get hurt or even killed or betrayed by people they trust. We're going to see all these awful things happen. We're going to get our heart ripped out. But we don't need to know that everybody dies. We don't need to know everybody gets together. We don't need to know that someone gets their heart broken. We don't need to know that the mystery takes this turn to this other world. To me, a non-spoiler review should include just a brief synopsis of the book and then a wide overview of how you feel about the main characters and about their actions. It should include how the plot kind of plays out, kind of how it is paced. It should include the setting and how well written the setting is and how enveloping it is and how amazing or awful the book is. You can say something in a new adult novel about how, okay, this character goes to college and then she meets this new guy and it becomes this huge clusterfuck because he's a piece of shit, and that's what the whole book is about, is their relationship. That isn't a spoiler, but saying somebody dies, somebody lives, don't get attached, I think that that is a spoiler. I think that that's something that needs to kind of be viewed as such. And I think that people really just should be more careful about what they say in a review that they label non-spoiler. So what constitutes as a spoiler in my opinion? Anything that goes beyond a general overall telling of your opinion of how the story was put together, that details things that you would not have read in the synopsis. So yeah, this is a little bit of a discussion video. I would love to hear your opinions down below. Comment down below, let me know if you agree with me that these things do count as spoilers. Let me know what kind of things you think are spoilers yourself. What kind of things you think constitute a spoiler as opposed to just kind of a foreshadowing. Let me know just your view of non-spoiler reviews of books and movies and the like. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hit like if you like this video, hit subscribe if you really liked it, and I will talk to you guys next time. Thanks so much. Bye.